Hope you enjoy everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Let's get my latest review on Mobile Suit Gundam On Blooeded Orphans Season 2, Episode 24, McGillis Free. Just when you think that things couldn't get any more crazier, it got a lot more crazier, you know? You know? We should have learned that from the name title. Well, we get to see that, that now that Orga is dead, the crew's trying to see if they, what to do now. They're trying to struggle, and Chad and Ride, dealing with this. I mean, they saw Orga die right in front of them, Chad is in pain, her Ride is in tears, this guy and was their leader, and now he's dead. So who's going to be in charge now? I'm going to say Eugene, he's a bit in charge now. Hyde, Akihiro, they're all frustrated. The fact that this happened, how do they decide what's next to do, get to see, things are what you call, they were already at a critical point, and they were just trying to get hope, and just when they thought that hope would come through for them, and, things get snuffed, they just got this horrible tragedy once more dumped on their lap. And it's Roster. Roster is willing to do anything he can to crush them, even making deals with people like Novelist Gordon, he's willing to do this, just for them. We even see that he made a deal with Novelist, to make, that some kind of secret weapon, and some kind of new weapon that he developed. What the hell kind of new weapon? I have no clue, because if it's new, then we're not gonna know, Then there's Mikazuki, Mikazuki, he know Orga like the back of his hand. I mean, they grew up together, they were friends, and when he got that speech, he say Orga, the fact following Orga's orders always was true to me, and but now that he's no, but he still feel like Orga's orders still inside of him, he still wants to follow his orders, even though he's dead now. He's still willing to follow his orders, saying that those orders still hold true to him. So I will follow those orders with everything I have, and if anyone gets away, I will crush them with every one of them with everything I got, And the others, they followed Orga as their leader, he was the one that helped run this group, even though he's dead, they still respect him, and they're still willing to go through this far. Even though they're in pain right now, they know if they just give up now, that would mean the end of them, They have to follow his orders now, get to Earth, meet up with the rest of the Tewas group led by Nazi, and also, meet with Tokonosuke, if they can. Their job is to survive this, not win, but to survive, We ever get to see the McGillis, he has his own idea what to do, we get to see Mikazuki. He's clenching his fist, He's frustrated. He's just not showing his emotions right now. He's trying to keep calm in a very hard situation, I mean, he just lost his friend. So right now, yeah, he's upset. Hey, and he should be upset, His enemy just killed his friend, in cold blood, and he just asked his friend to just see him. And this guy was the one who literally told him what to do, and he supported him, and the other, and vice versa, And they were each other's identities in a way, you could say. And Mikazuki was all about fighting, but Orga was kind of like everything to him, his big brother. So now that all he has is the battlefield, and he's gonna put everything he has into this fight, And when they went out the battlefield, they put in everything they had, They kept fighting Akihiro and the others, we get to see that Hush, this. By him not being special, he gave up his life on the battlefield as well. He died too. Hush following Mikazuki, even though he was bleeding, from his wounds, from his injuries that he got, he still tells Mikazuki to go on without him, that just leave this to me, even though he knows that what he's saying is a lie, that he's dying, and there's no way for him to stop it, which is tough. Mikazuki seeing his friends die all the time, that's probably hard for him, but he still has to push forward for them because of their sacrifices and everything they got. One of the things I gotta like is the other half of this episode, where it was all focused on McGillis. McGillis gave his soldiers a choice to keep going with him and to follow this revolution, and the fact that they put their faith in him, but he also gave them a choice to leave and let him do this by himself, which is something we never saw before. I mean, think about it. This is an all or nothing situation. The fact that he's willing to do all this means that he's still willing to put his faith in and to achieve his goal and to take over Gallahorn and to change this world. However, even though he did that for selfish reasons, it's still what you call, that's still something you got to consider. Despite everything that's happened, seeing McGillis, he puts it all out, how he uses his own ship as a battering weapon, kind of similar to how Naze and the others use their Tewa ship, their turbine ship, as part of the attack, when they fought against Ilkujan and his fleet. Of course, this time it works. He takes out one of the machine. How he cuts loose, he goes wild in Bael, and we haven't seen him go all out in a mobile suit like that in a while. Not since the season since the end of the first season of Iron-Blooded Orphans. When he fought Galileo, and he's been on the mobile suit before, but he's never been this rough. He just the way he does this, the way he just keeps slaughtering all these soldiers one by one and just goes after them now. Oh, it's obvious that Gundam Bio is a powerful mobile suit, maybe strong enough to maybe compete with Barbatos. Unfortunately, we're not gonna see that. As he makes his way to a roster, annihilating anyone that gets in his way. The fact that he's gonna cling to this future. Galileo is the only one who stops him. Him and his Gundam, him and his Gundam frame, and he uses the full power of the Elena Mignana from Ein, using that research and puts his body to limit. How did that fight get so wildly controversial? Not only do they damage each other's suit, they fight inside of a ship and completely damage it. That fighting was crazy. Remember, these two are friends. Remember, until one betrayed the other one. It was McGillis who created Galileo's life. And tried to kill him. So the fact that Galileo survived that fight, that's something. But this time, the fact that he's not just fighting for himself, Galileo wants to show McGillis that everything he's doing is wrong, he sacrificed his friends and his own family. He sold them all out. He even tried to kill his own best friend, all for power. And the battle was so fierce that both their mobile suits are unable to continue, McGillis, he managed to slip away, has tried to, even though he has shrapnel on his back, armed with a gun, but the one to held him off is Galileo, blocking his path in his persona as Vidal, and these both come out to who gets to pull the trigger fastest. They both pull the trigger at the same time. Galileo, he survives, but about McGillis, he's done for right now. And McGillis was one of the interesting characters right now. The fact that he just died like this, that's something I never saw coming, But this episode was named McGillis Speed, so how they talk, the fact Galileo asking him to look at him like you never saw through me. Through that whole fight, that's saying that your eyes always see through me, that you never got to see me. You always saw something else. And McGillis responded, I always see you. I just didn't want to. Saying that in order to achieve my goals, I had to sacrifice my friends. Like, I had to fight you and all my movements. He's saying that he sacrificed his friends, the people he was close to, also he could achieve his ambitions. He's literally admitting that he did all that. Saying to Galileo, hey, there's a difference between that I will keep our media and happiness. They say there's no such thing as here's your fake happiness. Galileo doesn't believe her. Is there such a thing as true happiness and fake happiness? How is McGillis dying? He's literally confessing to everything. At this point, the fact that he's dying, he has no point of lying anymore. He's just coming out in the open, telling how he feels. But I don't know if this is just another trick. Now, the fact that he made Galileo cry, Galileo, it looked like he was about to. He didn't want McGillis to talk because he didn't want to believe that it was another lie, because this guy used him up and then tried to kill him, They grew up, they were friends, but it was him who stabbed him in the back, you know. And he's telling him, look at the face of the man you killed. Look at the face of the man who killed you, basically. He's putting both their ideals on the line, you know. And McGillis, he ultimately dies, you know. Oh, and hides, and Galileo says farewell. Oh, and Roster says that, and then McGillis freed, that your name will go out as a man and who failed, all because he wanted power, you know, something like that. And Tekken, they're still fighting on the surface of Mars, you know, trying to achieve this out, even though they just lost one of their own. Well, two of their own, technically McGillis, but he was never a member of Tekken. And now another one of their allies is now lost in this melee battle. What will happen next, you know? Julieta is recovered, you know. I don't know if she's going to go to Mars. That means she's going to confront Tekken again, you know. And the fact that she might have asked her roster saying that he's not like those manipulative men who was abused all his life, just some content from the show. But the truth is, you know, he said that he straight up that I'm like those men who manipulate and use people, you know. So the ones that you hate, you know. He thought Galileo, he's probably gonna still work for roster. That means he's probably gonna finish his fight. That means we're probably gonna see a fight between him and Mikazuki, you know, which is something I really like to see. You know, this time I want to see Barbatos go all out one more time against Galileo's Elena Mignana Type E, you know, based on Ein's brainwaves. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed the watching. This was a good episode. See you guys next time. I'm out. See you guys later. Bye. 2 episodes left. Let's see what happens.